All right, good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning. Hope you guys had a good weekend. So it is Monday. Obviously, we have been talking about probably looking to treat Monday more so as like a tape reading day, just because of the last 2 months. I think we've won one Monday, and Mondays really have been our Achilles heel. So there definitely comes a point in time when there really makes it, you almost can't even make sense of why you would continue to keep trying to push the envelope. So that's going to be my mindset going into at least this AM session. I didn't want to cancel the AM session and just do a PM session only. I wanted to hop on and at least look at the market with you guys, and just to go over the setup that I sent out before the New York Stock Exchange even opened. So this was the setup that I sent out. And I know it looks real crazy because the market is alive and well as of this moment. But we had SMT divergence forming between ES and NQ, and then we saw price displace lower, market structure shifting here on the 1 minute. Nice fair value gap that lined up with it, and basically, yeah, price just never came back. This would have been target number 1 at this low, and then at this point in time, we had bullish SMT forming with ES and NQ. So I was like, well, by the time that this pulls back, it'll pretty much be opening bell anyway. So didn't want to be in it at that time. As you guys can see, price wicked up right at opening bell. This was opening bell right here. So we wicked up, grabbed where the entry would have been, and then sold right back off down to these lows. But I don't feel bad about missing this trade just because I don't really like taking entries that close to opening bell. This very easily could have wicked right through here. And hit stop loss and then sold off, and it would have just been not fun. Obviously, price did come back, take out that high one more time, and now it's selling off yet again. But yeah, I just wanted to cover the reasonings behind that trade, just because I didn't get to really send those out in the Discord. But had everything we wanted right here. The SMT was kind of just a bonus. You know, we had the weaker of the two being NQ, and then we had the nice market structure shifts, displacement, everything you want to see in a setup right there. But just never came back for us before market open. So ended up just discarding it and not paying any attention to it. But now looking at ES, holy shit. Okay, so a couple things that I wanted to mention really quick. So this is an old lunchtime high. I'm actually going to leave this on here. Oops. I'm going to leave this on here for now because I think potentially it could be useful later on. We'll see if we even work up there. I am as of this moment a little bit more bearish on the S&P than I am bullish, and the reason I am more bearish is actually because, so forgive all these drawings. I'll just delete some of these for right now. But if we go up here to the weekly time frame, we do have this buy side liquidity level up here on this weekly high, which I am expecting us to draw toward. However, I am expecting before we draw to this buy side liquidity that we will actually pull back and mitigate this inefficiency, this fair value gap, before doing so. I might be wrong, but that's my opinion. My opinion is that we'll see a retracement down here first. And you know, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but that's my speculation as of this moment in time. And looking at where we are at, hang on, I gotta let some people in. Looking at where we're at on the weekly, that's my opinion, and continuing to scale in here a little bit, smaller time frames, looking at the daily time frame. You know, the last level of buy side in terms of this time frame was swept, when was this, Thursday? So yeah, Thursday during, was that FOMC? No, FOMC was on Wednesday. Well, Thursday we took out the high, and if you guys remember, we were bearish Thursday, and then it ended up just absolutely tanking, and it took out the FOMC lows. So, as of right now, until we really displace above this high that took out all that liquidity, I'm going to remain bearish on the higher time frames. And then dropping down here again, 4 hour. We are in this 4 hour fair value gap, 4 hour inefficiency. We had a nice bearish market structure shift here on the 4 hour, and we've slowly capitulated back up into this area. So I'm expecting this to hold, and until it doesn't hold, like I said, these are all the reasonings for me being more bearish as of right now. Working down into this inefficiency. Once we get down to here, and then we start forming some bullish PD arrays, I'm bullish overall. and then I would expect that buy side level to be taken out. But we'll see what we get here. We just had this 1 hour candle close. We just opened up the silver bullet hour. We came all the way to and through the new week opening gap, and then we closed inside of it. So let's keep dropping down here in time frames, take a look at everything here. I'm gonna delete that for now. We are above New York midnight, so this would make sense in terms of a bearish bias. Like I said, I'm not 100% sold on taking a trade today, just because it is Monday. If anything, I wouldn't mind having to wait for PM session just to kind of let AM session form some structure, you know, and then give us some different levels of liquidity that we can play off of with the lunchtime highs and lows, AM session highs and lows. So I wouldn't mind that. But if we do get a really nice setup where we kind of can check all the boxes and it's an A+ setup, then you know, I'll be open to it. I'll put it that way. But just looking at everything here on the short term, yeah, I mean, this is, in terms of our bias, guys, everything is lining up correctly. So in terms of a bearish bias, this is all following suit right now. So let me just mark this out. Buy side liquidity that was taken right there. This would have been, yeah, so opening bell came in, took out this high. Beautiful reaction so far. So what I would like to see, I wouldn't mind seeing a reaction up into here. Maybe react off this order block. And then after we respect this order block, I would like to look for an entry on the 1 minute. We'll see how this area holds up too. We have, I believe, let's see. Didn't get back to OTE on this range on NQ. We got back to a level of premium. Should be the same on ES. We actually did just tap off OTE. I will say, knowing that we have, I really wouldn't mind if the setup didn't form here, but I would rather probably short NQ, knowing that this SMT exists. But yeah, in an ideal world, I'd like to see this retrace up into here a little bit more. Maybe by like 9:30, work up into this order block, potentially even. Kind of complete that OTE range, fill in that inefficiency. Respect, give us some displacement down. We'll grab our entry and we'll go, using wherever the high forms as our stop loss. Dropping down to the 1 here, just seeing if there's any displacement that we're missing from the 2 minute, but I don't think we are yet. And keep in mind, we still have this 3 minute gap right here. So this is kind of what I was talking about. See, price comes down. We just tapped into this. We have to see if this disrespects. So far it is, but wicks do the damage. Bodies read the bedtime story. Looking like 3 minute is going to be the best bet anyway. We've got a 3 minute fair value gap that's formed right here, right below this order block. So this will be perfect because we're going to want to see how this 3 minute candle closes anyway. Now, here's what I'll say. If this 3 minute candle closes, you know, nice and strong, bearish, below this fair value gap, I would like to fire away shorts here. If we don't see that happen and price closes inside the gap, above the gap, I'm not going to press any buttons. Ooh, targeting these lows. Be almost a 1 to 2. Got about 60 seconds left on this candle. See that? So that doesn't mean that this can't hold or won't hold. That's just not what I wanted to see. To me, this is telling me that this bullish PD array could still respect. So if it comes up at this point, I just think this is a much less probability entry. So it's like, could it still work? Obviously it could. There's all sorts of other confluence that we've already gathered on this trade. But it's just not really ideal. You know, at this point you can make an argument against it. Yeah, hopefully you guys aren't coming off the weekend just itching to press buttons and getting trades. But yeah, this is where traders get trapped in positions. You know, you wait for a setup. You've been waiting here for almost an hour. You're looking at the market. I've been, even like you guys sitting there listening to me talk about like my bias being bearish short term. And then like I do all this analysis, and some of you guys are itching to take trades. That's why I was asking if you guys were like itching to take trades, or like you guys are okay with just tape reading the setup. Because this is where traders get trapped in. They're just so eager to get in a position that they don't give a shit the fact that you could argue against it. They're just like, I don't care. I need to pass my challenge. and now they're pissed right now. Subconsciously, like if someone took a trade off of this, subconsciously they're blaming me right now, even though I said I'm not taking it. All right, guys. Congratulations. We did not take a loss. This pretty much was a loss just now, depending on where your stop was. Congrats, guys. We avoided a loss. We just witnessed what I would imagine some smart money traders that just got taken out there. Would you get into NAS once it taps into the gap? I would after, like, now that we've tapped into the gap, if we saw some nice strong displacement down, I would, yeah. I would, yes. I would try to scale into the 1 minute if I could, just depending on what happens. We tapped in a little bit deeper into this order block, took out this high on ES as well. So yeah, I wouldn't mind. Would like to see strong displacement through this low. Fair value gap opportunity. We're in OTE as well, obviously, right? So I'm going to delete that, keep our chart clean. There we go. I would like to see this market structure shift hold strong. I have two things going through my head right now, or I have two areas going, like, that I'm being mindful of. So, you know, as you drop down to the 1 minute, you could view this as your 1 minute market structure shift right here, but now that we're already down into this low and taking this gap, I'd like to see this hold and disrespect. Kind of, like I said, same exact story that we had here on the 3 minute currently, where it's like this could just be a inducement again to get people in, gap, bullish PD array holds, respects, goes higher. But yeah, those are the two areas that I have in mind right now. 1 minute, 2 minute. 2 minute market structure shift is right here. Really only on the 1 minute could you get away with using this as your market structure shift, which does line up with this gap. So I wouldn't mind this entry, but like I said, we might as well just, since we're already here, we might as well see how this reacts. But yeah, we're tape reading this setup as again as of right now on this fair value gap right here. The reason that we did not enter, same reason we didn't enter the first one, the first short opportunity, and that was because we pushed down, working into this gap, and we didn't get a strong displacement through that swing low here. We just wicked through it and actually displaced back up right away. So if anything, if this is bullish, we should expect this to hold, this fair value gap right here on the 1 minute. But now, since we've worked up in here, if we displace through, we will have an entry opportunity, but it will be lower. This will be the market structure shift here. I would say that if we had new SMT that formed in this structure right here, this would have been an okay entry. This is lighter risk for me, so this is only one contract. This is, I didn't want to risk over 0.5% on this on a Monday morning. And if this runs away, it's whatever. This is kind of a bonus because we weren't really expecting to even get a trade this morning. It does make me feel good though, knowing that because this gap obviously is present. I like that we didn't like just instantly displace right back up. Light risk here on NQ. Only trade of the morning. If it triggers, how do I feel about the earlier bullish for value gap? You mean the 1 minute one that I mentioned, this one? Yeah, it's obviously it's there, but I mean, I guess higher time frame is kind of what I'm going off of with the overall analysis. You know, perfect world, this would have been an entry we could have taken. We'd already be in some nice profit, probably risk free. But yeah, just with the way that the structure formed, wasn't in the cards. We're working deep into this fair value gap now. But it's light risk. I thought it was worth putting risk on for, especially if my bias, you know, is lower. And we did see these gaps get disrespected, so I'm cool with it. What I'll say is, as we pass through this low, we'll remove our risk. TP1, if you guys want, is going to be this low right here. There we go. TP Uno. There we go, guys. I'm removing risk. Risk free. Whatever happens, happens. All right, Monday. Let's go. TP1 was hit, guys. I'm gonna partial actually. Thank you very much. I took a partial on MetaTrader. I'm just gonna leave this. Can't do anything really with it anyway, unless I trail it. But oh, that's not what I wanted to see though, bitch. All right, well I took a partial on MetaTrader, so oh, I didn't want to see that. Hopefully it doesn't matter. All right, I'm out. TP1 and done on NQ this morning, but we avoided a loss. That was good. Yeah, man. I mean, I still think this sell side makes a lot of sense, but not much we can do about that. Hit TP1 and crazy reaction right away. So it is what it is, guys. I'm glad we got something out of it. We ended our Monday losing streak, so that's great. Thank God. But yeah, so we got, what was this? Almost a 1-2 on NQ there with the partial. Ultimately, we're trying to get back to New York midnight. Couldn't quite get there on this price leg, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, the Top Step account had no change. If anything, I actually probably lost spread, which is a little unfortunate. All right, guys. Any questions before we hop off here? Any questions? Let me know. I actually should screenshot this quick. 1 second. We'll see what PM session brings. I will keep you guys updated in the Discord as far as any sort of setups go or anything I'm looking at. If it ain't super clear, obviously there will not really be much for us to do. But either way, I am very happy that we got something on a Monday, and after avoiding a loss, so it's kind of like 2 wins, kind of like 2 small wins in one, which is nice. But yeah, I'll leave it at that, guys. If you guys need anything, feel free to obviously reach out or just ask in the Discord. And otherwise, I will talk to you guys soon. Have an amazing Monday, TGIM. And yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one.